So many Italians are just appalled at the situation in Gaza and would like their government to do something. But the Italian government until now has been deaf to those calls for action. Now, not only are there demonstrations throughout the country, there are strikes. Here in Termini, there are no trains. The underground has stopped running. The taxis are on strike in Rome and many other cities and towns in Italy. In addition to that, schools, for instance, are on strike. Even the office that monitors earthquakes is on strike to protest the Italian government's position on Gaza.
Italy just shut down, not for wages, not for pensions, but in solidarity with Gaza. It started when Israel intercepted the global Summit flotilla, detaining hundreds, including Italians. The response? Unions called a general strike, and millions answered.
My name is Luca, I'm in Rome, and I took part in the protests that took place in Italy in those last few days. As a white European male, I feel like I have a privilege, and I cannot accept to just stand and watch the genocide that has been going on for the last 2 years under everyone's eyes. I cannot stand to stay silent while our government is strongly in support of what's going on. I had to do something, I had to say something.
Trains, schools, ports all stopped. Their demands are clear. Stop sending weapons through Italian ports and pressure the government to sanction Israel.
Despite all the possible difference that could have been, we were all together under Palestinian flags, chanting the same chorus, asking the same things: the end of this genocide, the end of the support of government to Israel's government, and the creation of a Palestinian state.
Italy is saying loud and clear, Gaza is not forgotten.
Italy just shut down their whole country. Trains stopped, schools closed, the ports are locked. My question to you is, when do we shut America down? When is enough enough? When do we stop going to work? When do we take our kids out of this system that doesn't benefit us? Today, Italy went dark for 24 hours. Not because of a holiday, not because of a storm. It's because their people demanded justice. They walked out in solidarity with Gaza, and guess what? The whole world paid attention. Now let me bring this home. Here in America, we've seen mass shootings, ICE detainees unalived, extremists walking onto HBCU's campus to intimidate students, and we just keep scrolling. So I'm asking, what's it going to take for America to stop business as usual? Hell, Italy did it in one day. When is our day? Are we too afraid to find our power?
First it was Nepal, now it's Italy. The people of Italy are in the streets. It's going on a week now. They found out that their government, Republican and Democrat, were all working together and just taking away and chipping away at the Italian people's rights, and they got sick and tired of that country in the Middle East that seems to have way too much control in their government, and guess what? They said, nope, we're not going to be violent. We're just not going to work. We're not going to buy anything, and we're not going to pay our taxes, and you're going to go bankrupt. It's working, folks. It's working. And guess what? That country in the Middle East that's got their hands in every other country, look what's going on at TikTok. Look what's happening right now on Facebook. Look what they're doing on YouTube. Look what UK is doing with that digital ID. You can't work, you can't eat, you can't sleep, you can't nothing without this digital ID. It is stand in line, do as you're told, and that's coming. That's coming, kids. It's coming. And if you don't stand up now, we're going to be like dogs on a leash. We ain't going to be able to get to them. We ain't going to be able to get to them. You got to stand up, kids. Look at the world. It's got a blueprint for us.
Well, it looks like Italy has shut their entire country down, but yet not a lot of people really know that this is going on. And I just feel like it's just a huge failure on the American media, because I feel the fact that CNN and AP, and if you want to count Yahoo News being the only US outlets that are reporting this, is absolutely insane. I did see something from The Guardian, but someone remind me down below. Is The Guardian UK? I thought it was UK, but maybe they have like a US segment of it. I'm not entirely sure. If The Guardian is a US news source, then I'll include them too. But I didn't see any articles or any videos from any of the big network news stations. So the fact that this is being like covered up by the American media, I just think that it is just uncalled for, really, when something as huge as this is happening in Europe, in Italy. But just imagine, you all, if we were to come together, enough of us, because it's not going to be everybody. Imagine if enough of us came together to do something like this. Now, of course, the US is probably what, maybe 5 times, maybe 4 or 5 times bigger than Italy. So, I mean, it would probably be a lot harder to do, and it would probably take more people to make this much of an effect. This comment on the screen says, "We're too divided and afraid of a revolution, and anything that would interfere with our comforts of living and the paper chase, conditioned by fear of change through arrested development." And I agree with that. And I mean, can you really blame us? I mean, we're just stuck in the humdrum of working and just stressing out about bills. And us as Americans, if I can be for real, we're scared to rock the boat. Not everybody. I know there's probably people out there that would stop working tomorrow. And I'm sure there's going to be people who wouldn't mind not paying their taxes next year. So there are people willing to do this, but it's just not enough. And we got to remember the people from the other side of the aisle will not probably want to participate in this. And they're doing this for Palestine. It's not even for anything going on in their own country. I'm sure Italy has their imperfections in their government. From what I've read, they have a conservative government at the moment too. So they probably had just as much frustrations as we do here in the US. But with everything happening in Palestine, they just put their foot down and they just said enough is enough. Now, just imagine with 2 million people just stopping everything, stopping work, like going on strike. Just imagine the impact that will have. And I feel like if we were to be able to do this in the US, this would spread globally. Because I mean, I'm sorry, as much as we're kind of a little screwed up right now and things are crazy, I do think that the US is the most influential country in the world. I mean, can we all agree with that? I'm sorry if you're from another country, but I think we could all agree. If not, I apologize. Feel free to let me know what you think is the most influential country. But good to see that some country is out there fighting for something. And I mean, we have our people, like I mentioned earlier, who are trying to fight here, but sometimes it's just so harder to make an impact and get across to enough people to make a change. But it doesn't mean that we don't do it. It seems like they put a ban on demonstrations there tomorrow, or I guess today for them. They're in Bologna, Italy. So it seems like they're trying to oppress them a little bit in their right to protest there in Italy, but we shall see. I'm going to try to keep my eyes on this. And you guys, this happened since September 22nd. So it's been almost what, maybe 3 weeks? Probably been about two, but it's pushing upon 3 weeks. Let me grab my calendar. Yeah, that was about 2 weeks ago. So this has been going on for 2 weeks and very little has been reported about this. So definitely let me know what you guys think about this down below. Did you hear of this? Was this something you've been made aware of, or is this your first time hearing about it as well? Because I really feel like they don't want to report this like across all of the news outlets because they don't want us to get inspired to do this. When things start to get crazy, the government shutdown is not enough. We need to go on strike and we need to show like we're not standing for this if anything major starts to happen with Trump. So I definitely want to put this out there so that people know what's going on and people could stay aware that people in other countries are not going to just sit down and take things when it's human rights at stake. People are going to want to see change and see things come to an end. But we'll keep our eye on it and see what's going to happen within the next few days. But As always, thank you guys so much for watching this video. And don't forget to like and subscribe because that will definitely help to support the channel and get this video out into the algorithm to where more people could be aware of what's going on in Italy, because the likes mean and engagement mean more than ever, because I feel like this definitely needs to be seen. And yeah, just thank you so much once again. And I'm going to catch you guys in the next video. Bye. See you later.